and the one that has passed on, that we continue to pray that the gods of Yoruba land will protect us from the evil that has been done on many of our forefathers until they've now been forced to speak a language that is different from what we are speaking today, to try to change who we are as Omoluabi, because it was the colonial era that destroyed our true identity, that gave us a false narrative that is presently being used in this today Nigeria. So when many people say that we should save Nigeria, we don't have any business saving Nigeria. Those that wants to save Nigeria are the criminal politicians that believe that we should not accept our true identity. But for those of us that are true believers, that our identity does not represent Nigeria, and that is why when you travel around the world, you are not respected. So, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ìkànnì yìí, probably for the next 1 hour or thereabout, let us remember that Yoruba Nation speaks the true Omoluabi, and we shall revive all this back when we eventually arrive at the final destination. There will be a lot of things that can be done to make sure that our Omoluabi ethos comes back, as the present day Nigeria would never give you a true Omoluabi identity. So if anybody is still thinking that you can have a better picture of Omoluabi, you will not get it in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not representing your true identity. That is why they destroy everything that was created during the western region of the late Obafemi Awolowo. That is why today education is not valued in Nigeria, because education is not for the North, because they believe that they are cows. And that is why at the Senate floor, a cow is now much more popular than a proper Nigerian. A citizen is now classified as cows. We can no longer live in a country where economy declines on a very fast, rapid way. The economy of Nigeria is no longer working for the Yoruba people. So it is important that Gbogboomo Yoruba believe that it is not fighting against any religion is why Yoruba Nation has been coming up. It is not because we hate the Northerners or the Igbos or the rest of the 300 and whatever ethnic groups that the British forced to live together, even though we speak different language, we have different culture, and we are all different human beings that has different ideology. The British that forced the Nigeria on us knows this very well, but they went ahead through their own selfish interest, through their own criminality, to bring together as many of those that never would have loved to live together inside one country, probably as neighbors, just like British has neighbors in the different part of the borders surrounding them, from France to Belgium to England to Germany and many other countries that they have relationship with. So when some of us that are sitting here on this very beautiful seat, that ṣàlàyé fún yín, one of the many reasons why we should not have anything to do with Nigeria. Your election will not bring you any good thing. Rather, it will create more problems, and those problems cannot be resolved with bullets, guns. It has to be dialogue. It has to be done in a way that we will not end up having another civil war in Nigeria, just as the civil war that the British forced to happen, that end up killing 5 million Biafrans because they refused to be part of what is known as the contraction called Nigeria. Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń criticize ìrìn àjò yìí, not because of anything, but because you hate or you are not confirming that those that are in charge, rather for you to be part of it as well, you have become a obstacle, a blocking block for the movement. Well, one day you will realize that it is not about me, it is not about Professor Adebanjo Akitoye, and it is neither about Dr. Chief Sunday Gbowo. It is about you. It is about your future. It is about your true identity that the British decided to transform into a different, questionable character called Nigerians, because it is the Nigerians in us that is not allowing a proper Omoluabi of the Yoruba to come back in us. At 4:29 a.m. on the 11th day of the month of June 2024, I am OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia, that brings the world closer to your doorsteps. And we say, Adúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní wákàtí àtẹ̀yin tí ẹ máa láǹfààní àti gbọ́ transmission yìí at the very conveniences of your own timetable. As I drive into the discussion, I start with the beautiful Yoruba anthem that we love, we cherish, that says, Iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún orílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá, ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa, ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára, ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. According to the Yoruba anthem, it stated that ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìgbà wo ni a fi bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ wa? The Yorubas are well read across the globe. Good morning to each and single and those silent watchers that have joined me at every point that we come live. Whether you are commenting, whether you disagree with my views, there's no amount of your prayer that will change the economic situation of Nigeria. The country is already in a complete mess. We blame President Tinubu for bringing the evil monster Buhari to destroy Nigeria further than what it's meant to be. Even if Nigeria was working, there's no amount of what you can say for those that still wants to go out of this country called Nigeria. So let me quickly appreciate those of you that have joined me, and then we start going into this discussion probably for the next 1 hour. That is probably the max I can go this morning. Moki Mr. Adewale Adeshoye, good morning to you. Moki Mr. Latif Owosheni, I appreciate you. Moki Babawa Tokyo _778. I can see you, Mr. Solex39. Sometimes some of you refuse to comment. Maybe let me share. You are just plugged in. Moki Mr. Enmi Ola A Oluwaseun, good morning to you, sir. Miyawa Jokes from 1912 say, what's up, brother? Well, I am here, already working. If I'm meant to be going to work, I should also be awake to make sure that I prepare to go to work. So for me, this is just a normal routine, and it is already embedded in me. So it doesn't matter. I've told you, Koikimedia is a 24 hours platform. We can be live at any time. Good morning to those of you on the Twitter space, which I'm going to start now. Moki brother me Oluwafemi Falodun, Mr. Oluwafemi Adeniran Adewumi, I shout out to you as well. And I'll say good morning to my big egbon, Mr. Waris Jinadu. We talk about a lot of things right on this particular platform, just like many other Yoruba platforms that engage with us regarding why Yoruba should have nothing Yoruba people must exit. I mean, exit that shithole country called Nigeria. Don't put sentiment to it. Don't try to bring it as it will change. It is the leadership, or it is this, it is APC, it is PDP. They are all shithole, and nothing good will come out of criminals that have destroyed our true picture of who we are. Don't give them any room. Let us say it the way it is. Good morning to you, A1G1 Green Foundation. Good morning to all my Biafrans. Good morning to the Hausas. Good morning to all the different ethnic groups that British forced to live together. So we're going to go straight into it, as we are very, very limited with the timing this particular morning. So we'll start with, first and foremost, according to the leader of the Yoruba nation, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, that says that we should continue to treat as many different areas that you might probably look as the future manifesto of a Yoruba country. If you need to know more about this movement, you can either check me out on my website that has many information, many documents, many files. The one that I'm treating right now is a 95-page that I printed out as well. And as you can see right there, as it stated clearly, that the good news, the path to prosperity in our Orile-Ede Yoruba, this is what the future we should be looking forward to. You will not, there's no amount of your praise and worship in any of these magnificent building that is known as religious center, which I love to see those buildings, but I want to see a Yoruba industrial, I want to see a Yoruba building, proper housing for many Yoruba people, proper education, that we don't have to run to UK, that is a business center. Like I tell you, the United Kingdom is a business center when it comes to the university. So if you expect it, Emawaka in the UK, please make your way down here, but make sure you have £22,000 every year to pay to the British system, British economy, and yet we are all still not satisfied, because after those proper education with a well-equipped education background that you will experience, you might probably end up working at the Tesco till, you might working in the NHS as probably a carer. Many of us that have read would not use that to work in this country, and I'm not making this up. UK is very, very smart. They only need the top of the best. They don't need every single one of us. I have lived there for 24 years and I know what I'm talking about. Moki Mr. Labi Samuel. But if you have the means, make your way down here or to any other countries around the world. We might probably get one or two of you that will work as an accountant in KPMG and all these big, multinational company. It is not your prayer that will get you those jobs, but we can build a new Yoruba nation that has multiple of layers of job that needs to be done. Road network, airport, tourism, building the economy from the scratch with what we called Omoluabi, national character. But today, you don't expect to build a corrupt Nigeria with even a corrupt Omoluabi, because most of us are still Omoluabi Yorubas. We have respect, but the Nigerianness in us is taking away that Omoluabi. Omoluabi wa no lukowasi yoyo ni bitadele, that even most of our lands wants to be taken away from us. Most of our properties wants to be destroyed by those that do not accept us as human beings. I don't want a country where Sharia becomes the norm. I don't want a country where Christianity becomes the norm. I don't want a country where Isheshe takes over. It has to be leveraged among all the three religions, and for those that probably doesn't even have any faith in it. We cannot force ourselves into a country where you will not be respected. So Baba Kitoye has given me a task as a media to explain, to talk about it, and we've started this some few weeks back. If you have missed some of the ones that we've done in the past, you would have to go back. So we're going to read the introduction quickly, and then from there, I would then go straight into the one page. It's just literally a one page. You can also print it out. If you need a copy, you can go on my website. You will find the copy in there. So let's go to the introduction. Lenkonsi, good morning. Welcome, Yoruba Bekuta, Mokinyi. I got a call from someone in Nigeria yesterday, I believe from Kwara State. Only Mr. Koiki, kí ló dé tí gbogbo ìgbà tẹ́ máa ń post nǹkan, ẹ máa ń yọ Kwara kúrò nílẹ̀, ẹ dẹ̀ máa ń yọ Kogi kúrò. There is no day I have sat here. There is no day I have sat here talking about Yoruba Nation and I have omitted Kwara and Kogi State. Those two states, they not want to hijack it, they want to steal it from us, but they are Yoruba places. Ilẹ̀ Yoruba ni Kwara, Ilẹ̀ Yoruba ni Kogi. British created a lot of mess, and that is what we are experiencing today. So, lẹ́ǹkan sí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ní this notion that Kwara àti Kogi ò kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ Yoruba. It is a full Yoruba ground. The North just want to steal it. And we all know the history, especially of Ilorin. So, ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ mọ Kwara, and they've been participating. And that person was shocked. I have 4 different WhatsApp groups that link to Kwara that I personally am inside those groups. So nobody should be left behind when it comes to the Yoruba Nation struggle. So let's go straight to the introduction, then I'll go straight to the discussion briefly because of my timing this morning. And I'm very, very conscious of my time because time is money. Every 1 hour that I sit, it is meant to be about £11.40, the basic pay for me in the UK. Whether I get paid for this or not, it is just part of what I should do for my people, especially as most of them do not have the basic understanding of what Nigeria is all about. It's a shithole, nothing less than that. Don't call it any other thing. It doesn't value human lives. It doesn't value human being. And we have seen it, and we are seeing it on a daily basis. It's not about the Fulani in the forest. It's about every goddamn thing that you can think of in that contraction you all want to appreciate. Yes, continue to love Nigeria until it breaks up, but Nigeria will never love you, even if you love Nigeria as much as you think Nigeria loves you. In the following pages, this is Baba Kitoye. I try to present a glorious picture of our soon-to-come country, our Orílẹ̀-èdè Yoruba. I try to describe the dreams that are impelling millions of Yoruba men and women in all countries of the world to engage seriously in the Yoruba self-determination struggle, to come together in a countless self-determination organizations and clubs, to keep awake, which is what I am doing now. Keep awake. We must be awake. This is not the time to be sleeping. Tamama dato moke Aziz Badeshere Momsibere Lano Moni Motiri Latodwe Lagbara Lidumari Bugba Sheshe Funwa. Thank you for the love all the way from Miami, and thank you so much for the voice note that I have delivered on your behalf to Dr. Chisonde Bowo Wanikimaki Dada. We will keep a lot of awake for many hours in the night. So don't worry when I wake up and I'm doing this program when I should be sleeping next to my wife or my children. It is just a task that I should be doing. Just the same way, you're not a PhD, you are staying awake, right? Why not are you not staying awake when we talk about Yoruba Nation? Notification. It is your responsibility to wake up, because ati we are in no danger, and we don't even know when anything can go boom. Yes, we might not know before, but listen that you are aware. Every one of us will be waking up. We will sleeping with less time, and there's a lot of different groups and different people that are doing different meetings and different engagements in different groups across the world to make sure that we in Joyi will remain very, very fruitful, we remain very, very peaceful, and we remain as an intelligentsia. And when I use the word intelligentsia, it means a lot, so that we can exit that oloshi ti British ìgbékílẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Nigeria. We are not against the British people, but we are angry and upset with the British system that kept us in darkness for the last 110 years, called a country that was never meant to exist. To keep awake for many hours night after night, putting ideas from their disciplines and professions in writing about our soon-to-come country shall be great, prosperous, and powerful in the world. God Almighty made us Yoruba people a great people of talent, intellect, and skills, and the large numbers of us are now pouring out those gifts into the ideas that will make our country one of the greatest, the most famous countries in the history of the world. It can only be done if we are all involved. Kò ń ṣe kí ẹnìkan wà ní diaspora kó máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà dá, ó ṣe padà lọ sí Nàìjíríà yẹn k'Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó dá níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìwà àtàwọn tó wà níbẹ̀. Very, very hypocrite people. Hypocrisy ló máa pa gbogbo yín. You live in the comfort of your own environment outside Nigeria. Ó wá ń sọ fáwọn tó wà Nigeria pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó dá. Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate America? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate UK? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate Japan? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ní Saudi Arabia fi operate? Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló fi operate Jerusalem? Àwọn ọmọ Jerusalem ṣe máa fọ Ọlọ́run kọ́nà náà làwọn máa fi jà. We saw how Israel has massacred over 30-something thousand people. 80,000 people are in danger, and so many places have been destroyed. And we hope the peace that they're finding will come quickly and save millions of those in that region. And stop abusing God. Let God be. Ọlọ́run stupid bí ẹ̀yin. You sit here and you're calling God. Good morning, Queen Tiema. It is unfortunate leader past didn't have the foresight to see that the artificial construct that made the world cause such suffering. Well, can we really blame them? We should probably blame those that came as a visitor during that exploration from Portuguese and the rest of the people that came in, that we welcome very well into a very beautiful continent known as Africa, until they destroyed the boundaries. Try to go to many African countries, like even Dangote to Lowo, you will be getting visa. I was reading a thread yesterday about a young woman that traveled through one of those crazy airports, stripped naked, as if, she's a criminal, with your Nigerian passport. I have experienced it, because British passport. You travel with that passport, it looks like you are in danger already. And I'm not talking about before Yoruba Nation. They might be using magnifier. Most time I've been to some countries, which I'll be telling you in the near future, some of my experience. Many of you are still experiencing it today with that shit or identity that you are so proud of. I want sort of ká gba Yoruba Nation, ká work together, ká push it. Some of you are laying back. You are too intelligent. You know better than Baba Kitoye at 89. Baba tó ti pé 89. Torí tó ń wò wá báyìí. So you think Tinubu knows better than Baba Kitoye? Some of you come and talk, oh, do you hate Tinubu? What do you mean, do I hate Tinubu? I love him more than you. Òun ni kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀, ṣaránṣẹ́. And let's hope gbogbo tó wà lọ́ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ gangan ni kò ṣe. But time is ticking. But we are not going to sit back and think that Tinubu will fix Yoruba country for us, when we are the one that will make sure we force him on a roundtable dialogue. And when I mean force him, it means everything. And into bá yẹ níbẹ̀ ni kò yẹ, gbogbo ẹni kọ́ la máa fi sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ nísìn. Ó kù díẹ̀ nìbọn ro, ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ máa dọ́yọ̀, ariwo ló máa pọ̀. God Almighty made us Yoruba people a great people of talent, intellect, and skills. And the large numbers of us are now pouring out those gifts into ideas that will make our country one of the greatest, the most famous countries in the history of the world. That will make us Yoruba people a loving, laughing, illuminated family of happy and contented men, women, and children. A lot of intellectual and effort by our people come to me as a father, Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, of our self-determination struggle. Altogether, they make me humble, happy, proud, employ my own speciality and insight. A year put forth point by point, which is what we're going to be treating on another pointer known as first and foremost in our Orílẹ̀-èdè Yoruba. We shall seriously revive our national character, Omoluabi ethos. Point by point, the main items of what I perceived to be our nation purpose, determination, and expectation. Wait for APC manifestation from level to chain to renew chain to shege. Everybody don't keep getting say. And let's hope a better outcome from the meeting from our Southwest governor talking about agriculture. Expect people to go into the farm when Fulani is massacring and killing everybody. Deal with the security, and the Yoruba people will be back in their farms making food available for everyone to buy and live a proper life. And so agriculture, you have not dealt with the security of these crazy Fulanis that have been brought by Buhari and the rest of Rufai and the Sultan of Sokoto. They are criminals to destroy Yoruba territory. And I hope they are serious this time around. Not their mimic wearing a bada, come and come and deceive every single one of us. You're a bomb bastard, and you Lushi governors. Why? Wake up and deal with the security level threat against Yoruba people. If not, and one citizen economic and I'm talking to all the governors. Cut this and send it to them. Until you put things right. Ayuba, and a very good morning to you all the way in the southeast part of London. Moki Grandma Leajayi. A lot of intellectuals and other effort by our people come to me as a father of the self-determination struggle. All together, they make me humble, happy, and proud. Employ my own speciality and insight. I put forth point by point, which we have been treating, the main items of what I perceive to be our nation's purpose, determination, and expectation. Is now urging all Yoruba people to read it. If you cannot read it, this is the reason why I am treating it on a daily basis. Because some of us are not good in reading, but at least about finish analysis by, you have already grabbed it. But if you need a copy for yourself, you can always get it from my website or make a request and I'll send it to you. I urge each to endeavor to bring the benefit of his or her own speciality to bear on any of his various pointer. I'm not going to get involved. I want to share joke. But you can sit with the crazy Fulani people and expecting some kind of outcome from Nigeria. Tìbí púpọ̀ ní iná ti fẹ́ lọ ṣe politics. Tìbí nígbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ka oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó máa kà lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ lè sádànù. Election lọ fi ṣe ní UK ní sáà àti gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti pààyàn kan o, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta síbi kan o. Sometimes you don't even know that the election is coming. Kò sí owó tó gbé síta fẹ́ anybody kó máa pump owó káàkiri. That is what is known as a civilized election that is coming. Even South Africa ṣe election gan. Minimums of what we saw the outcome of it. All automated. Ọba fẹ́ ṣe election ní next year nísìn. Ọmọ Yorùbá nísìn èyí tó fi jalè láàrin wọn wà ń bẹ, èyí tó fi ra fìlà tó fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi. Pump money and then eventually you're expecting good outcome from these crazy politicians after tó ti pump owó. Mọ̀ pé owó yẹn ló máa kọ́kọ́ lé padà. So you expect them in the first 4 years to survive you after they've pumped billions into an election for their own family and their cronies. And that's why election in Nigeria is a do or die. And that's why blood spill all the time during election. Election we told you about any intention to return back to Nigeria anyway. Christina Oluwole, please don't let Baba Akintoye back to Nigeria. He has no business in Nigeria. He's very comfortable, and we continue to appreciate President Talon for giving us the room to operate from Benin Republic, because ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni kó tó di pé wọ́n pín gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ní 1884. Àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn òyìnbó tí wọ́n ní kú síbi táṣan wá wà, àwọn bàbá òfò yẹn wọ́n pín gbogbo Áfíríkà, wọ́n sọ di tiwọn ní 1884 tó ń pè ní Berlin Conference. So I move swiftly because of my time, because this program ends just about 5:30 or thereabout. In its totality, this is like a manifesto from those of us who are fighting for our sovereign Yoruba nation. You think I'm fighting so that people can know me? So tí n bá ṣe Yoruba nation, you think people ṣé ẹ mọ̀ Sabino tó ń ṣe comedy, ṣé ẹ mọ̀ this, ẹ mọ̀ that? So you think that if I don't do Yoruba nation, I will not be well known within the little confinement of my own environment? Ṣèbí màá máa ṣe nǹkan táwọn èèyàn máa fi mọ̀ mí ni. Tí n bá dẹ̀ fi jẹ́ kí èèyàn mọ̀ mí, ṣèbí màá lọ sí private sector, màá ra máa ṣiṣẹ́ mi. Ṣèbí kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ̀ yàn. Ṣé gbogbo èèyàn ni wọ́n mọ̀ lágbàáyé ni? So some of us will not be known, some of us will be known. Bí láyé ṣe rí nìyẹn. Think we come here and sit down because àwọn èèyàn fún wa ní àdúpẹ́ ẹ ṣé ẹ ti fún wa lówó. Ṣèbọ́kọ̀ fi appreciate wa ni for the work and the tireless that we are putting into the effort of what we are doing. Ṣé àwọn èèyàn fún àwọn èèyàn lówó? Ṣé free power nìkan náà máa ń fún lówó ni? Gbàtẹ́ pé ẹ wà well educated enough. Every platform tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ló máa ń sọ pé support this platform either through monetary, through whatever, through gift. Tí wọ́n náà bá fi pé nítorí nǹkan tá à ń gbà nínú ẹ̀ ní ìwọ náà gbé fóònù síwájú kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà káwọn èèyàn náà lè máa donate owó fún ẹ. Because that is the impression of some of you. Ṣé ìròyìn la fi ń jẹun láti jọ́ tèmi ti wà ní UK in my 24 years. Èmi tí ìyá mi lé mi kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tí mo sọ pé mo fẹ́ lọ sí Unilag, ó ní Unilag ò fowó. Máa bọ̀ ní London kó wá jókòó pẹ̀lú mi, kó máa ṣiṣẹ́, kó ní experience, kó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ lágbàáyé. Ṣèbí ẹ̀ lèmi ṣe sá kúrò Nàìjíríà just like my mom run away. So ṣé Yorùbá nation ti wáyé ní 1998 tí mo kúrò Nàìjíríà lọ sí phase 2 kó lọ bèrè mi Ládéníjà Délé. Let me be proud of myself. Mom sí mi send owó bí ṣégè, èmi ò mọ̀ pé yàrá ìfàṣẹ ni. Every week ni mo ń gba Western Union. Ìyà ò jẹ mí tí mo fi kúrò Nàìjíríà. I lack nothing. Nothing ni mo sọ fún ẹ. Lọ Ládéníjà Délé kó bèrè pé ta ló ń pè ọmọ Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, ọmọ grandmother mi ló ń pè ní Alájà Ìdú. Ó ṣàmọ̀ papa SL Ìdú lẹ́pẹ̀. We are all part of the family. Kàmáì tí wàá sọ bàbá tó bí mi náà ló ń pè ní Kóìkì. So ìjọba àjọkò sórí social media. Ìbá kan appreciate ara wa ni. I pity a lot of you. Ẹ máa jẹ́ káwọn olùṣe politicians yìí kọ́ máa rán yín wá kẹ́ máa attack wa. Èmi kọ́ lẹ́yìn attack. Because táwọn ọmọ mi bá jí nísìn wọ́n lọ sí iléèwé. Bí ìyàwó mi bá jí nísìn wọ́n lọ síbi iṣẹ́. Èmi náà bá tèmi lọ. Tó bá ti jẹ́ the same thing pẹ̀lú àwọn family tiẹ̀ náà ní Nàìjíríà, fine, no problem. O ní láti worry. Ní tó bá wọn ẹni kò sọ sí mi. But if you are still one of those that is struggling, you need to focus on Yoruba nation. Nígbà wo ló máa wáyé? Ẹ fi yẹn lẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo wòlíì pátá ló sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa pín. Bí wòlíì kan bá ṣe sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò ní pín lọ́lọ́pàá fún ẹ. Ọlọ́run ti fi wọ̀n wọ́n fi sọ síta ni. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ, including Baba Adébóyè àti gbogbo wọn pátápátá. And I love him so much. Tí bá dẹ̀ ń dárúkọ wọn, à ń dárúkọ wọn fún purpose of pé à ń recognize wọn ni. Don't take it as a personal pé ó ti ń attack wọn. Ìyá àdúrà gan mọ̀. I know her personally. Kò ń ṣe pé mo ní nọ́mbà wọn lọ́wọ́, but tí bá fẹ́ rí wọn nísìnyí máa lọ sí church wọn ní Clapham. I have cordial relationship with the children. I have attended the Celestial Church where she operated from in London. Gbogbo wọn lọ́mọ̀ pọ̀ lọ́run sọ fún wọn pé Nàìjíríà máa pín, but kò ṣe gbogbo wọn lọ́mọ àfi sọ síta báwa ṣe ń sọ yìí. So let's dive into the discussion. And then I will just do a bit of a more analysis. At 5:30 this program ends because òwúrọ̀ lóyún ọjọ́. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lẹ̀ fọkànbalẹ̀. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ. If our politician comes back and start dealing with what we are discussing, màá dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún gbogbo wọn. Ìtàn pè ní ọmọlúàbí ni wá. But for now, èpè lẹ́ máa gbà lẹ́nu mi. Because our people are suffering for the negligence of not putting security. Ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ agriculture. So nísìnyí lẹ́yìn ṣe ń rí agriculture as part of what could be buoyant to survive us as people. So ẹ̀yin ò rí tẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà tí Ìgbòho ń pariwo pé wọ́n wọnú igbó. Ṣé bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ní bàbá Adébánjọ sọ fún yín? Abẹ́rẹ́ pé mo mọ̀ ni. It's not for public consumption. Ṣé bí wọ́n sọ wọ́n bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin governors? ó ṣàní nǹkan tẹ́ sọ fún bàbá Adébánjọ àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re ẹ wá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ agriculture nísìn so nísìn ẹ̀ ń ṣe mọ̀ pa agriculture ó wà valuable fúnran Yorùbá ó dìgbà tó pa gbogbo wa tán wọnú igbó tán dún àwọn ìyá yẹn mọ́lẹ̀ ìyá àgbàlagbà tó ti wà ní monopause tí olórí burúkú Fúlàní tó ń kó pọ́npọ́n tó ń tìbọ̀ ìyá níyà nídìí ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín àwa lánilẹ̀ wa kò sí nǹkan Amẹ́ríkà máa padà lọ ni ẹ lọ wo 80 wọ́n kó gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn kúrò ńbẹ̀ ni a gbàdúrà kí rògbòdìyàn wọlé bó tó bá jẹ́ pé yẹn náà ni ó máa end up bẹ́ẹ̀ ni but for now peaceful movement ni ẹ rò pé ní sójà tọlọ́pàá Biafra fojú hàn mẹ́wàá kí gbogbo wa tó pin ó kù díẹ̀. First and foremost in our orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá we shall seriously revive our national character. As soon as our country, orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, is born, our government will immediately begin to lead us Yoruba people to embark on a desperately ògbóyìnbó yẹn in tó ṣe pàtàkì tó ṣe kókó a gbọ́dọ̀ ni ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà nínú kọ̀rúkúrọ̀mù wa pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní ọmọlúàbí lára torí olórí burúkú ìlú tí ó British create yìí ó ti gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa including myself kò ń ṣe pé mo yọra mi kúrò ńbẹ̀ èyí tí Nàìjíríà ṣe sí ayé wa nìyẹn kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe country bó bá wọn ẹ̀kọ́ ní ò pray fún Nàìjíríà ó lè pray fún òun ẹ̀ kò pray fún family ẹ̀ pé orí ilẹ̀ tó wà Nàìjíríà kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀ àwa la ní ilẹ̀ o lè fi Jésù gbàdúrà pé ilẹ̀ tí mo dúró lé yìí kó bẹ Elédùmarè kó jọ kó wọlá òkè kó wọlá ilẹ̀ yìí kó jẹ́ kí n rí tèmi ṣe bọ́ kó wá sọ pé kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà fowó Nàìjíríà olórí burúkú òṣìwò ìwọ ọmọ bá ṣe pinlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ni amọ̀rú àǹjọ̀nú wo lọ́ fi pinlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ṣé nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe Nàìjíríà ṣàtẹ̀mọ̀ bí olórí burúkú Lugard àtìyàwó ẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe jigijigi tí wọ́n wá ṣe ń gbàdúrà fún náà wàá máa gbàdúrà fún ilẹ̀ yẹn àti ìran ẹ̀ ìyẹn làdúrà ẹ̀ máa fi máa gbà but bí pásítọ̀ kan bá ní God bless Nigeria God ò ní bless Nigeria ìlú mẹ̀jẹ̀mẹ̀jẹ̀ ni ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta sílẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti ta sílẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ ní dá fún gbogbo àwọn ìran tó kó wa papọ̀ sínú inú wa ìdààmú yìí gbogbo wọn pátá láti gbogbo àwọn tó ti kú tó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀ràn yẹn wọ́n ní ṣoríire torí àwọn ló kó wa sínú ìdààmú tàwa yìí tí gbogbo àfi ń struggle káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé tó yẹ ká wà lórí ilẹ̀ wa British mélòó ló ń travel America mélòó ló ń travel ṣe báwọn èèyàn ń gbé lamẹ́ríkà American citizen mi ò ní passport kí ló ń wá káàkiri there's 52 states ó ti tán ó sì lọ sí gbogbo state it's good to travel it's a good experience but nísìnyí YouTube ti wà àwọn kan take it serious travelling kan dé pé ìwọ́gun ò ní lè lọ wàá lọ wo lórí YouTube wọ́n máa ń pè ní extreme travellers ìyẹn lọ́sọ̀ ń pè ní travel blogs gbogbo ta fi ṣe níjọ́ ní ní ẹ̀kọ́ tó di pọ́ lọ́n tó arrest wa sórí eléyìí lọ́n tẹ̀lé oníkóló ẹ̀ má tẹ̀ tí káàkiri gbogbo Nàìjíríà bí olúwọ̀bá ti há síbi kan tó máa wáyàn ìlú òfò ìlú tí tó ń jíyàn gbé tí security ò gbé helicopter tó máa fi wá yín tó máa fi wá gbogbo yín bí tẹ tó kó yín pamọ́ sí ìlú yẹn ni wọ́n wá ń gbàdúrà fún máa gbàdúrà mo kí ìyá wa Christina ló wọlé ó kù díẹ̀ ni mo sọ tẹ bá ń sùn máa ta yín lómi jí kò sọrun ìbùkún fórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ó lè máa fi yẹn gbàdúrà lórúkọ Jésù Kristi what God cannot do mo máa ń wà lórí àwọn gbogbo àwọn program yẹn mo kàn ní sọ church tí mò ń follow ni mo ní wọn lọ́pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ tílẹ̀ bá mú nísìnyí mi náà máa ń wà lórí program yẹn mo kàn ní comment ni èyí tí bá ti comment ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mo wà níbẹ̀ I believe in Christianity I believe in Islam inú Islam ló bí mi sí olùṣì ọ̀tẹ̀ tí ni kí n má bù yín mọ́ má bínú kò tí lè kúrò lẹ́nu díẹ̀díẹ̀ náà ni but ẹ̀yin politicians yẹn ìpìlẹ̀ máa gbà lójoojúmọ́ lẹ́nu mi torí ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ń kó wa sínú ìdààmú yìí ẹ padà wá sílé ẹ sọ fáwọn northerners pé àṣemọ́ kò sí nǹkan tó lè fún yín ṣe àwa máa tẹ̀lé yín lẹ́yìn àṣemọ́ bàbá yẹn ká yọ bíríjì tó yọ gbogbo àkókò gbogbo ká yọ bíríjì wèrè dànù ká ṣe revive olé ayé wa ká wọ ọmọlúàbí torí pé the Nigerianness ta wà nú ẹ̀ we need to revive needed the task of reviving the quality of our Yoruba ethics and character ọmọ Yorùbá ló máa rí àgbàlagbà brother mi kan níbi ọmọ wa ní Koiki àná ẹgbẹ́ lèmi àti ẹyẹ máa lo ẹ fún mi máa tútù gbàgbé ìtàn pẹ̀lú ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn àwa la ní èdè àwa la ní àṣà wàá rí ẹlòmíì wàá dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún ó tó máa sọ pé especially nísìnyí tí ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lé mo máa ń sọ pé look like ẹni tó sick ìyẹn ti dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín tán kí yín tó mọ̀ pé age mate ni yín because the poverty level is showing in the faces of our people. ẹ wo mo ń gbọ́ Yorùbá wuyì lánàá ẹ wo bí pastor ti Igbo yẹn Father Mbaka ẹ wo bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kí lè fẹ́ jẹ tẹ́ lè jẹ ẹ̀yin kówó jẹ ẹ̀ ń kówó jẹ ẹ̀ ń kówó jẹ aráàlú ń jìyà ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀sí àwọn èèyàn lójú wọn ní kẹsàn sálárì ẹni ó ti pọ̀ jù senator dẹ̀ ń gba 30 million mo kí bàbá mi Oyèrónkẹ́ Ọláníyan káàbọ̀ senator ń gba 30 million iṣẹ́ òun ni senator ń ṣe tó ń gba 30 million ara ọ̀kan yín sí yẹn ìgbà ara yín máa kan Gaza sáwà àwa lè máa lè dé mọ́ ọkùnrin tí náà tẹ́ bá lè lè dé bọ́ ẹ̀ lè lè dé mẹ́wàá o tí a gbé fún yín tán ẹgbọ́n tí Mass B sọ lánàá wọn náà kan ti ń threaten àwọn ọba wa kankan èmi ò tí ì fara mo fẹ́ pe Mass B ni anybody bá threaten àwọn ọba kan tó ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yàtọ̀ sí ká fún yín léèpè a máa rán àwọn alálẹ̀ sí yín ni bẹ́ẹ̀ bá mọ̀ pé ẹ ṣe Yorùbá nation ẹ ṣàrà fi wá sílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Father Mbaka ó sọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀kùn lánàá tí mo ń gbọ́ lórí Yorùbá Wuyì mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin yẹn wá o akódàjì o ọ̀sùn tuntun ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ London ló ń pè so let's go quickly our 60 years 60 ló ń pè ní 6 decades of living as ọmọ tó ń pè ní underdogs jẹra yín lẹ́sẹ̀ in the deepening poverty bí bàbá kí tó ṣe kọ́ ni mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ èmi kí mi kàn elaborate ni kí ló ń pè ní 60 ẹ bá mi sọ ní 60 years ní Yorùbá yẹn pé Yorùbá tèmi ìgẹ́ta sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni so that kó lè yí ẹ dáadáa mo kí ẹ young president ẹlòmíà máa béèrè pé ta ló máa jẹ president wa young president yìí lè jẹ́ ìwọ náà lè jẹ́ ṣé o mọ̀ pé Rishi Sunak prime minister wa níbí báyìí èmi dàgbà jùlọ ọmọ 1980 ní orí bó ṣe lé lẹ́lẹ́ngbẹ́ owó burúkú wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bó ṣe wà yẹn òun àtìyàwó ẹ̀ ọgọ́ta ọdún tá a ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà we are living underdogs in the deepening poverty àwa ìran ọmọ aládé ìyẹn kan wá náà jẹ àtẹ̀rẹ̀ egungun jẹ mọ́ nísìn ṣèbí tẹ́lẹ̀ ní à ń jẹ egungun egungun ọ̀hún gan àríjẹ bìbọn àwọn egungun kan wà nígbà tí mi wà Nàìjíríà tí n tó travel tá a bá lọ ra túwó àníkọ́ ta bọ́gọ́ sí bọ́gọ́ yẹn egungun kan ló ń pè egungun yẹn gangan ló ṣe ń jẹ túwó kí ní kàn mí pẹ̀lú túwó egungun inú omi ọbẹ̀ yẹn ẹ bá mi fi bọ́gọ́ sí bọ́gọ́ ọ̀hún gan ní sàn àríjẹ àbí yẹn kan ṣì ń jẹ bọ́gọ́ pọ̀ mọ́gàn ẹ̀rí jẹ mo rí fídíò kan wọ́n ti ń fi kùkùmbà wọ́n fi ń ṣe ọbẹ̀ ẹ̀rí pé wàhálà ti dé kùkùmbà ó yọ gbogbo síìdẹ̀ ó blend ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ata àtàlùbọ́sà ó dín ẹran ó dẹ̀ sàn yẹn dé omi ọbẹ̀ ṣé gbogbo ọlá máa di vegetarian ní ọgọ́ta ọdún tá a ti ń gbé nínú Nàìjíríà our living as underdogs in the deepening poverty and hopelessness of Nigeria. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí kò jẹ́ kí ọmọ sọ síta ni. Àwọn kan ní a ní hope. Yes, they are at the beginning of the shit hole country. Even though pé hope yẹn wọ́n túmọ̀ mọ̀ dá wálẹ̀. And don't blame the Igbos for everything. We go bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣá Simon Ekpa. Only let's go back to the root of the foundation. Ṣé root of the foundation is independent? No. It is part of the problem. Because the 1914 amalgamation is the root of the problem in Nigeria. Discussing àwọn kan máa ní Koiki mo kí bàbá mi Ọládélé Ọlámilékan ẹ fẹ́ kémi máa sọ̀rọ̀ 1960 so gbogbo 1914 yẹn ká ṣe kíni kí n dànù. The root of the cause of the problem tá à ń face lẹ́ni is the 1914 amalgamation because òun ló kó gbogbo àpapọ̀. If we are together now wọ́n ní biscuit bone no dey again o ṣe ń gbọ́ òun ni young president sọ fún mi pé Koiki ń bọ́ ló ti fẹ́ rí biscuit bone èmi jẹ mo àní ta fi ń ra túwó nìyẹn sẹ́yìn nígbà tí mi wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mo kí ẹ ṣáko bàbá mi Oyèrónkè Ọláníyan ní níbo ni hope náà wà. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ sì ń expect pé a máa rí hope bó bá tẹ̀yẹ pé wọ́n tẹ̀jẹ̀ ká rí hope 93 yẹn lò wọ́n padà pa Abíọ́lá náà ni the same set of people yìí. Àìtí rí justice fún MK Abíọ́lá ẹ̀ ń wá justice fún yàn kan ní 2024. Àrí justice fún Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé. Bá mi ṣe mọ̀ pé ó ti ń lọ pé ọdún mélòó kan nísìn tó ti pọ̀ ọmọ yẹn. Ẹ ní rántí mọ́ ṣèbí family ẹ̀kọ́ ló kú. Fámi ṣe fada ṣì wà láyé màmá ẹ̀ wà láyé àdẹ̀tí rí justice fún. Báwo lẹ ṣe expect kí ráwọn ìyá yẹn máa fail lójoojúmọ́? Ìwọ wá ń gbàdúrà fún hope. Wọ́n mú ọmọ odindi ọmọ tó wọnú public transport ní Lagos tó ń ṣe abúlé ẹ̀mí àdárúkọ state kankan máa ní Koiki, mo lè sọ pé abúlé Ìfìdípọ̀tẹ̀ at least kò sẹ́ni tó máa bú mi sùn yẹn. Rahim Abbas Moke odindi ọmọ tó láwà tó yàn lè fẹ́ sílé bí ìyàwó tó máa bímọ fún yàn ẹ jẹ́ kó bí ọmọ tó níṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe tí ó ń ṣe pé ìjọba ló fún níṣẹ́. Ó ń ṣe fashion designer ó fẹ́ lọ fáṣọ fún àǹtí ẹ̀ àbí sister tó máa bímọ tó ránṣọ fún ó wọnú public transport nínú Lagos State BRT Adéwàtì ó wá dàárọ̀ wọ́n wá ní inú BRT yìí ló wọ̀ àwọn ní kò ṣe inú BRT yìí ló wọ̀ ọmọ yẹn nínú BRT lòún wà ó dẹ̀ sọ nọ́mbà BRT ọ́díò yẹn sì wà nínú ó wà lórí WhatsApp mi máa clear ní ìjọ tá a bá tún ṣe program yà later ká farabalẹ̀ ká gbọ́ gbogbo conversation bá mi ṣe ẹ mọ̀ pé ikú tó bá máa pààyàn wọ́n ní kó máa rìn kankan mú lọ ni òun làwọn àgbàlagbà sọ ikú máa rìn kankan mú lọ ó dẹ̀ ti kú kí ló pa á. She saw it but ikú tó máa pààyàn ni ó wá pa ọmọlúàbí ẹ̀ ó wá ṣí sí kí má go into details ó wá ju bọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀ ó ju sáàrin wọn níbi kan lọ́nà bíríìjì kan tó ń pè ní bẹ́ẹ̀ Èbúté Mẹ́ta ó gbé bọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ wọ́n ní mọ́tò kan wà lẹ́yìn SUV kan wà lẹ́yìn BRT yẹn tọ́jọ́ ń lọ ni ọyọ̀ tó máa yọ láre ìwọ wọn ní hope wà ní Nàìjíríà gbọ́ wọn pé tó bá jẹ́ pé sísítẹ̀ ní bá mi ṣe Àyànwọlá kọ́nà bá fọwọ́n kẹ́ gbogbo ẹni tó ṣe bí yẹn ní sùn rè gbogbo yín pátá ní máa lọ. Jùmọ̀kẹ́ Oyèlékè wóróbo ló ń tà ní July 3rd ta lọ ṣe rally ní Lagos State after tó ti attack olóyè Ìgbòho's house. Òun ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú rally straight bullet ló lọ́ba òkè ò fáwọn yẹn àwọn endsars nǹkan tàti rí justice fún gbogbo àwọn yẹn náà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n wa Délégi wá Kẹ́ńsáró wíwá èmi gan need the justice èmi gan need the justice mo rí justice. Let's move swiftly because of my time. Ní ọgọ́ta ọdún our living as underdogs in a deeping mo kàn ń ṣe analysis torí kíní one page lásán ni ìyẹn mo ṣe ń try láti ṣe analysis lè lára but I'm just gonna read straight now. Deepening poverty, hopelessness of Nigeria in the ever-increasing moral depravity of Nigeria have seriously degraded our love of enterprise, our land. Ìyá mi ṣì ń ṣòwò títí dọ́là tí bá délé mọ́ sí mi láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn gbogbo ọjà tó ń tà ṣì wà nínú ilé ẹ̀ àwọn ìyá yẹn ń tajà ni kó tó bí mi ló ti ń travel just like some of our parents as well kó tó di pé Nàìjíríà bá gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Our confidence and pride, our cheerful love of family and loyalty to kinsfolk, our gratitude to benefactors, our respect for honesty and probity. In short, our whole Omoluabi foundation. Today, observers regard us as a people who cannot unite to struggle for even the most desirable goals. A people who cannot unite to resist the most insulting attacks on our land. Àwọn Ìgbò a máa bú wa, àwa náà ń bú wọn, orílẹ̀ wa dẹ̀ lọ ti ń ṣe, wá bú wa. Àtẹ̀gbàgbọ́ òkè ọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀ yẹra wa náà ni. But àwọn Lebanese tó ṣẹ̀ ń dé tẹ́ẹ̀rí ńkọ́ ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn Ìgbò yẹn nìkan la máa ń focus lé lórí, but àwọn kan wà tó ń pè ní Lebanese tó ń bá Tinubu ṣe nísìn tó ń pè ní Shagori. ẹ ní sọ wọn yẹn torí pé ẹ rí wọn physically. ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn Shagori ní Tinubu gbé project Calabar Lagos coastal road project yẹn fún 20 trillion. ṣé àwọn Ìgbò ló gbé fún? So this is what we need to understand. Mo kí ìyá mi Ìrètí Ebisuwa ẹ káàbọ̀ mọ́. Mr. Ọládélé Yorùbá yẹn pọ̀ díẹ̀. Àmì àṣẹlédùmarè gbogbo àwọn tó ní ọwọ́ nínú ikú bá mi ṣe gbogbo wọn ló máa kó ìkorò láṣẹdùmarè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So when we are here, like I always say, èmi wá defend àwọn Ìgbò. Ẹ jẹ́ kó lókàlùkù máa lọ. Constitution wa ló máa decide ẹni tó máa. Ìlú yìí nísìn bó bá ra lé owó kọ́ ló nílẹ̀. Mo mọ bí ṣe lè ṣàlàyé kí ní ìṣá. Wọ́n pe bàbá kan ní Alfayed, ó ní owó bí ṣẹpẹrẹ, ó dà pé ó ti kú nísìn. Wọ́n fún ní British passport tó fi kú. Mohammed Alfayed tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́yẹ̀ máa ń bò lẹ́nu nítorí kò mọ̀rọ̀ sọ, ó máa ń bú queen bú gbogbo wọn ni. Ó ní kó wá yọ royal crest tó fi síwájú building ní shop òun ní night. Ó ní kó yọ dànù. Ọmọ Egyptian ni. Òun ní ọmọ ẹ̀dọ́dì tó jọ ọkùnrin nígbà tí Diana àti Prince Charles tí ìjà dé láàrin wọn. Mo kí bàbá mi ọlá ní Peter. Diana àmọ́ bí wọn àti Dodi ṣe pàdé tó di pé ìfẹ́ wọ láàrin wọn. Ọmọ Egyptian tí bàbá ẹ̀ wá against àwọn royal family, ó wá lọ fẹ́ ọmọ tí ń fẹ́ ọba, ìyẹn ọba tèmi ìgbà tó jẹ́ prince. Diana ó lọ ń fẹ́ Dodi. Ẹ̀yin tẹ wọn lé ẹ̀dá kankan mọ́. Wọ́n ní l'accident. Diana àti Dodi l'accident ní Paris. Conspiracy. The same problem tá n go through lẹ́nu àwọn fúnra ara wọn go through ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn as royal family. Mo ní Prince Harry ó náà wọn ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn mọ́, ìyẹn ọmọ Diana. Máa jókòó síbẹ̀ kó ní make a dey play. Mo ti gbọ́. Trust them at your own wahala problem. Máa trust wọn. Let's go briefly because in 10 minutes ètò yìí máa tán lágbára Ọlọ́run. Today, okay, mo ti ká bẹ́yẹn. Today, our observers regard us as people who cannot unite to struggle for even the most desirable goals, a people who cannot unite to resist the most insulting attacks on our land, our people, our home, our children. We are seen as a people who would rather insult and denigrate those among us who dare to stand up to defend our cherished assets. Benny, trust this empire at your own risk. Àwọn ọmọ wọn náà so ẹ má get me wrong, tó bá rọmọ òyìnbó tó bá lè fẹ́ kì í mọ́lẹ̀ kó fẹ́ kó fún lóyún dànù kó gbàgbé lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Àwọn ọkọ fẹ́ ọmọ òyìnbó ni ó yẹ ní sè. They have báwa náà ṣe ní bad, good and ugly àwọn náà ní, but we are talking about that crazy institution, that empire tó create wa sáàárín àwọn olùṣì tí kò jẹ́ ká wà láàárín wọn. Mo kí bàbá mi Adébáyọ̀, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Trust the British system at your own risk. Mo kí ya mi Comfort Ológunjà, mo mọ̀ pé máa ń wo ètò lẹ́yìn tá a bá parí pẹ̀lú gbẹ̀yìn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ ṣé gan Mr. Adébáyọ̀. Wọ́n yanjú Diana dànù ni pé ìwọ bí ṣe gbọ́ gan sef, I don't know how true is it. Wọ́n ní Diana ti lóyún fún bàbá yẹn. So ọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbò fi gbalẹ̀ wa kọ́ ló wà nílẹ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó máa gbalẹ̀ wa kọ̀ọ̀kan. Àwa la ní ilẹ̀. Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè ló fún wa ní ilẹ̀ yẹn, but a kò enjoy ẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n insult wa lórí ilẹ̀ wa, wọ́n ń jayé lórí ilẹ̀ wa, wọ́n dẹ̀ insult wa. Just reason mo kí ẹ brother mi dáadáa, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. The people are good, but the establishment can be shocking and diabolical. Àwọn ilé kàwé mi ò kàwé, ẹ̀gbọ́n òṣèlú bá mi gbé kalẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn náà ẹ̀ dáa, but sórí system yẹn ó ń tọ́jú àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ má get me wrong, bí alájà Manchester máa ní Koiki jọ máa sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà, ó ń tọ́jú wa o, àmọ́ ó ti ṣe jàǹbá tó pọ̀ níta. Ó wá mọ táwọn wá ṣe sórí British Elédùmarè fẹ́ mú wọn but wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké nílùú yìí. Ó ti gbọ́ mi, Elédùmarè ó yẹ kó ti arrest wọn ti pẹ́ but wọ́n wá ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé tó bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké bóyá Ọlọ́run lè, when I mean Ọlọ́run, whichever Ọlọ́run tó bá feel, don't come and say Ọlọ́run ti Christian ti ẹnìkan náà, I'm talking about Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè. Maybe tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń ṣe dáadáa sáwọn ọmọ kéékèèké, bóyá àtọmọ kékeré àtàgbàlagbà Nàìjíríà wo èrè wo kò tẹ̀ ní respect fọmọ kékeré débi pé ó fi ní respect fàgbàlagbà àtàrúgbó. Àwa kọ́ àwọn arúgbó jọ. I love Cocoon Foundation fún wọn láṣọ ẹ̀gbọ́n jẹ. Èèyàn kan lè máa fún ìyá mi láṣọ àti epo àti òróró ní London, àwọn kan máa lọ ń gbà ní charity home. Gbàgbà lọ charity rọ o, ìyẹn ló máa solve problem tó wà nílẹ̀. Live in denial. Torí àsìkò mi, torí ọjọ́ ni òwúrọ̀, so a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mẹ́tò ìwásílẹ̀. A lè parí ẹ̀ in one go. Like I said, 1 week ni a máa fi ṣe program yìí, so ká máa mú ètò yẹn wá sílẹ̀ ní díẹ̀díẹ̀. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹn nísìn, but mo lè sáré calculate ọkùnrin tó pọ̀. Analysis tí mo ń ṣe láàrin ló ń jẹ́ kó máa pẹ́. We are seen as people who would rather insult and denigrate those among us who dare to stand up to defend our cherished asset. Monkey African Confidential, Ifadari Monkey. But a new day will come, a new day in our own sovereign and separate country. In Jesus' name, inshallah, Lashedumare. In our own separate from Nigeria, we shall revive and retrieve all of the losses in our character as a nation. We shall foster a solid base for our unity and strength. It is for this important reason that many of us, millions of us, are struggling mighty and main for our own sovereign and separate Yoruba nation. It is sadly true that some of us are confusing and obstructing our national struggle in a various pathetic way. Moki Mr. Samuel Ayomide. Imagine ọmọ Yorùbá ń tako ìtànṣe. Ṣe èdè ni àbí kí la máa pélé? Koiki nífẹ̀ẹ́ Tinubu náà, ìwọ nìkan ló nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ìwọ tó rí Tinubu, èmi náà rí rí. So ìwọ tó rí rí tèmi náà rí rí, kí ló ṣe fún wọn? Kò ṣe kankan fún èmi náà. Mo kí ẹ Sheffield Kọ́láwọlé. We have people attacking us látara pé à ń béèrè fún in tó máa revive character wa, in tó máa sustain wa léni àti lọ́la. Ẹ wá attack wa, ẹ ń bínú sí wa. Èmi mo ní kó má wá sí UK ni. Wọ́n máa ń sọ̀nà máa lo sentiment pé torí èmi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí mo wà ní UK. Ebi torí mo sì tèmi rí vision yẹn ni. Èmi mo ní kí parent tẹ̀ máa rí vision yẹn ni. Don't blame me for that. Èmi náà bá wà Nàìjíríà, mo lè máa tẹ̀lé agbèrò, mo lè ní kọ́ fún mi lówó junction, mo lè máa ṣe politics, má dẹ̀ lé sí. Ìbá àwọn kan wà Nàìjíríà tó kí agbógun tá à ń ṣe. Wọ́n jáyé wọn lọ. Èmi mọ̀ rí wọn lórí Délé Mọ̀mọ́dù, lórí page. Gbogbo náà láàrin oríṣiríṣi fídíò. Àwọn kan ṣayé lọ́wọ́ sí tó kàn wọ́n. Àwọn kan ní good money. They're living very well. But is that representing the whole 35 million? Ibi tí àwa ti ń fight fún nìyẹn. Our fight for the percentage of the small. Our fight for the generalize of the general people. Gbogbo yòó pátá. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé àwọn tó wà lábroad tó jọmọ Yorùbá àwọn kan ń jìyà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí? O kò gbọ́ pé wà lábroad. Even in UK, come out to America. But ìjọ kan máa dé tí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa níjọ ìyànjú. But we shall foster a solid base for our unity and strength. It is for this important reason that many of us and millions of us are struggling. It is sadly true that some of us are confusing and obstructing our national struggle. And obstructing struggle yìí, ẹ fi penetrate, ẹ lọ penetrate wọn bí unity. Mo kí ló ṣe àwọn ìjìnlẹ̀ ṣe night vision night revival àwọn ọmọ ni. Mo rí pé ó dà pé transmission wọn ó dákẹ́ lánàá. Má ṣe. Àwa lójú kan, ìyá dagboru kan dé, ó lo sweet talk. Mo kí àwa Tóyìn Lawal 2003. Àwọn kan ní ẹ̀kọ́ ìkì tó lójọ́ obìnrin ni. Náà ó mọ̀ pé obìnrin kọ́ ló bí èmi, kùnkùté ló bí mi. èmi ò níyàwó nílé. That was some of the argument by some of àwọn tàjọ ń ṣe ìrìn àjò yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní torí ọjọ́ obìnrin la ṣe abandon ẹ̀ la ṣe tẹ̀lé. Ẹ ti rí àwọn tó tẹ̀lé tán nísìn. Kí ni outcome ẹ̀? I pity a lot of you. But with our separation from Nigeria, tá bá pín látara Nigeria, the chance will open for our leaders to call us all together. Má bínú. Lẹ́yìn kankan máa ń ní alarm tó máa ń set up. Àkókò ti fẹ́ parí ètò anyway, so àbúrò ọmọ yẹn nísìn. As okay, jẹ́ kí ni bàbá yìí tó kọ. Man like Dr. African Confidential. Only the easiest people to deal with, believe it or not, are Peter Obi's followers. When you understand that these people do not fully develop brains, you will understand whether they are coming from and more empathetic than upset. Whenever I encounter this obedience, I see a mentally incapacitated people. That is the reason I do not take their retort seriously. There's a reason it is challenged to come across anyone with substance among them, beside maybe a couple of their leaders. They insult and mob. I know bí ó lè wọlé. Tinubu ò tẹ̀ ní fún láyè kó wọlé. Kàkà kó bí wọlé, Tinubu máa rí gàrẹ̀ wọlé. Obi is wasting his time. And Nigeria dẹ̀ máa pín. So eventually Obi kéréré ke ò ní rí position yẹn. Bó wọn kò sọkún láti ní dọ́là. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. So, but with our separation from Nigeria, the chance will open for our leaders to call us all together as a strong, united, purposeful, and achievement-conscious family, and the day will come very soon. So, ibi tá máa rí àdàgbà ètò tààrọ̀ ìsí nìyẹn. Àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀tí comment rẹpẹtẹ níbí ìbá ẹjẹ́ nǹkan sáré kìíní because I gotta start making my way now because I need láti end the programming. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà lórí bíbá Mr. Ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká àfà salamu alaikum. Àwọn àfà dáadáa nìyẹn. Àwọn àfà tó mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú orí olókun, kò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú anything. Online marketing agency Koiki rubbish, please, we need you in Nigeria, come and help Yoruba people. Anyway, mo ní bọ́ ẹ so màá kọ́ block ẹni, that's all. So mo ń bọ̀ dáàdì ẹ ló máa pè mí tí máa fi wálé. Mo kí àfà Ìlúmọ̀ọ́ká mo ti block ìwèrè yẹn, so kàkà kí kò jẹ́ wọ́n ti ní kí n máa block yẹn ni. So Táíwò Kíkẹ́ Fásánmi mo kí yín. Adéwùnmí Adénípẹ̀kun mo kí ẹ nígbà tí mo wálé ní 2021 níbodè wọ́n wà nígbà yẹn. Mo ń bọ̀. Isaac Williams mo kí ìyá mi Dorcas Kazeem ẹ káàárọ̀ mọ́ mi. And on that note I gotta go now. Mo kí gbogbo wa pé ọbẹ̀ Elédùmarè kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀. Mo kẹ́yìn àfà wa, mo kẹ́yìn wòlíì wa, mo kí gbogbo yín. Yoruba Abẹ́òkúta ní the last man standing. Thank you so much. And on that note, this is how far we can take you this morning. We'll be back again for more program, as much of educative ones that will keep the spirit of the Yoruba nation going. Mo kí gbogbo lé o. Yoruba nation no going back. Bye for now.